All right. Copy. Okay. We are live. Had to go ahead and tweet this live stream out. Yo, 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 what is good, everybody? This is your boy Lincoln Clay coming back at you with another podcast. Let's all be one cohesive unit and hit that like button. Help spread the content to a wider audience. I would appreciate it. And make sure you hit the bell icon so you can stay notified when I upload new content. I would appreciate that as well. If you are a new subscriber, welcome to the channel. I hope you are enjoying the content. And as the title says, EA's E3 was mostly trash. I knew that I was not going to be able to remember everything, so I had my little notebook handy and took down all the what I thought was important bullet points of this E3. And so, wow, this wow, some of that stuff I can't believe they had the nerve to show some of that stuff. So I took down my bullet points and I'll start at the top, in the order that they showed everything. But before I do, I don't know how long the stream is going to go. I have to get out and go buy an outfit because I'm supposed to be attending a birthday party this evening. And so I'll do this podcast. Once I come back from shopping, I think I'll do another stream, MLB The Show, GT Sport. Earlier, I did the Drive Club VR stream, against AI opponents because it seemed like I couldn't find any live opponents. Unfortunately, one of the downsides of VR, there's so many games out there and people are spread so thin. Sometimes it's hard to find opponents. So let's get to the EA E3. And we'll start with their presentation of Battlefield 5. A lot of CGI shit, no actual gameplay. But they did confirm that there is going to be a battle royale mode, which, I don't know. It is what it is. It's whatever. It's a mode. So, I mean, I look at it that way. It's a mode that's added to a game instead of what Microsoft is trying to do with that gear shit, that rumored gear shit, where they're selling a mode as a separate game. So at least it's part of the Battlefield. So I'm not gonna knock them for adding that in there. Even though this battle royale shit is going to be overkill, but at least they added it as part of a mode to the game. But I will have to say that at first Battlefield 5 was going to be a day one purchase for me, and then I wasn't sure because I wasn't sure how they were going to handle the microtransactions and loot boxes and stuff. And so I think they said on there no loot boxes, no pay to win progression. So that part is cool. But the thing that's probably, I don't know if I'll buy this game day one, but I will buy it at some point. The part that caught my eye was the destructible environment, which EA's been doing that for a while. Maybe Microsoft should have asked them for help with Crackdown 3 instead of fucking with these other studios. But EA has been doing the destructible environment for quite a while now. So if anybody knows how to do it, they do. I will admit that, as much as I don't like EA. And with this destructible environment, it looks like you'll be able to drive tanks through buildings, to level the building or do serious damage to the building. In Battlefield 1, the environment is destructible, but from the modes that I play, they don't seem to be completely destructible. You can do damage to them, and they can, you can't run them over with vehicles. You can't completely run the building over, but you can, fire rockets at it. You can fire tank shells at it, and do enough damage to the building that if a person's hiding in that building, they probably need to get out. But it appears with Battlefield 5, it looks to me like small to medium sized buildings, houses, huts, whatever, you'll be able to run them over completely and completely destroy them, if not do serious damage to them. So that part does interest me. So with that being said, when the game releases, I'm not sure how I'll feel the day that the game releases. So what I'll probably end up doing is when the game releases, I'll probably end up renting the game. And if I end up liking it, then I'll buy it. If I don't like it, then I won't buy it. So, video game stores, movie rental stores have pretty much become my version of demos, since they don't really do that stuff that much anymore. And, I'll go ahead and pay $3-5 to rent the game for a couple of nights and try it out. Don't call me Danny. What is up? EA's press conference was booty. Yes, you got that right for the most part. So that's how I feel about the Battlefield 5. And so the next presentation was Sick Humor. What is up, brother? I just got through watching your live stream, your live reaction. Man, I got to tell you, man, you got to show me how to set it up like that, because I absolutely enjoyed watching that live reaction stream. And then not only that, watching the notifications of you getting more subscribers, that was pretty cool. Also, Sick, if you want to jump in here and discuss this press conference, because like I said, I watched your live reaction. If you want to come in here and discuss the live reaction, because I took some notes down. Each presentation as they showed it, I took some notes down, and I'm reading my notes and I'm giving my thoughts. So I'm going over this stuff in the order that they showed it. But if you want to come in, you're more than welcome to come in so we can chop it up about this. So, or I'll do as I usually do. I'll just go ahead and send you a link. If you can join me, that would be great. If not, I understand. So one moment, community, give me a second so I can send out a link to one Mr. Sick Humor TV. There he is. Sick Humor TV. Send a direct message. Paste. Send. Kaboom. There you go, Mr. Sick Humor TV. If you can join me, I'd be delighted. Kiro Zen, buying one of the games from their conference. You said buying none of their games from their conference. Battlefield 5 was Battlefield 1 all over again. Kiro Zen, which I do completely agree with that. But the destructible environment aspect of the game did catch my eye. Watching that tank drive through a building did catch my eye. JP Loco, I would probably say that EA's E3 was probably about 85% trash. And so again, I took down notes, and the ordered Battlefield 1 had all that, but I think with Battlefield 1, I don't think you could drive tanks through buildings though. And that's the part that caught my eye about it. Because if they hadn't showed that tank drive through a building, I would not have been interested in this game. Because it would have looked like another Battlefield 1 rinse and repeat. Now with Battlefield 1, I do know that you could not completely level buildings, but you could inflict serious damage to a building, with tank shells, and I think with rockets. No, Kiro's in. You couldn't completely destroy buildings in Battlefield 1, but you could do some damage to it. Lightbringer, what is up? How you doing? And yes, I will be doing some kind of stream. I will be doing some kind of stream today. Yeah, Battlefield 4 is better because buildings could be completely leveled, to just nothing but rubble. Battlefield 1, you could not completely level the buildings. You could do partial damage to the building. So that's what caught my eye about this Battlefield 5 is that you could do partial. I mean, it looks like you could completely damage a building, and that's why I'm going to rent the game first before I jump up and buy it. Yeah, I'll get to Anthem, Kiro, because I took my notes on that because that's where my notes are the biggest. But that's basically saving the best for last. And so let's move on to the next presentation I saw, and that was their presentation for Battlefield 2, Battlefront 2. I'm sorry, and it looks like they're going to have some DLC with other playable characters. What I think that one, the Sith Lord, I think if that's who it was, that robot that had like 4 arms that was swinging 4 lightsabers at once. I think he'll be a playable character. Ben Kenobi is going to be a playable character. Anakin Skywalker, Count Dooku, those are also going to be playable characters. I don't know if they'll have, I don't know if there's going to be some DLC. There's going to be, there's going to add to, add to the campaign. But I guess the focus is that they're going to dive deeply back into the Clone Wars. So this DLC is going to be focused on the Clone Wars part of the Star Wars lore. So I might watch it. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. That game, that movie. The only part of that movie that I really liked was the Jedi. The lightsaber fight between Ben Kenobi and Darth Maul, because that was a pretty good fight. That looked like some for real samurai shit, the way they were swinging them swords. The lightsabers. But the kiddie aspect of it, when Anakin was a kid, in that movie, that just I wasn't really didn't do much for me. And so the Clone Wars part of the Star Wars lore. The fight between Anakin Skywalker and Ben Kenobi was epic. That fight looked like something right out of a kung fu movie where they have those fights that last about a half an hour. That was, even though that movie has some cheesy acting in it, I do think that part of the movie was like one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen. So, I don't know. It's another one of those things where I'm not exactly moved by it. This new Battlefront DLC, I guess we'll have to see how much they're going to charge for it, or if they're even going to charge for it, because they supposedly don't want to split up the user base of this game, and they want to keep everybody together. So if there's any multiplayer aspect of it involved, I'm hoping they won't charge for it. But if it's a campaign part of this game, they probably are going to charge for it. Therefore, I have to play the wait and see game, and just see how that plays out. I do have Battlefront 2, but I haven't played it in months. When they sent an update through there that affected the class that I use. Battlefront 2, Kiro's in Battlefront 2 DLC, Star Wars Battlefront 2. JP Loco, I'm not going to jump up and say that there's more EA fuckery, at least not with it doesn't seem to be any fuckery with the Battlefield 5. And, we'll have to wait and see if there's going to be fuckery on Star Wars Battlefront 2. So that's my thought. Maybe this will get me to blow the dust off the Battlefront 2 game and get back into it and start playing it. But we'll see. So the next presentation was a game called Unravel 2. After watching Sick Humor's live reaction stream, it looks like a game that he's really looking forward to. I will say it was a co-op game, and it was a great looking game, but the gameplay was 2D. There was 2D gameplay, and I guess this game is already out and you can purchase it right now. They said the game is complete and it is out. Kiro's in. When they showed Anthem and that woman said, we can provide endless content, I heard endless DLC for money. Of course, but I'll get to that again. That's at the that was their last presentation for their E3. So I don't want to jump back and forth. So I'll get to that. I'll get to that And JP Loco, I'll guarantee there'll be more EA fuckery. Yeah, of course. Right now, I have to say, Activision and Bungie are the most diabolical publishers and developers out there right now. But EA took the hardest hit in terms of public backlash. EA's E3 trash, but Anthem was lit. Impatient Fire. I'll get to that too. Just like I told Carol's in, I'm going through these bullet points in the order of their presentation. So this Unravel 2, it was a great looking game, but it's just not for me. I'm not gonna call it trash. Anthem was generic in the game. But this Unravel 2, it just wasn't for me. So I'm not gonna knock them. Now, they had a indie game, I guess, for the next presentation. I guess was an indie game for their EA. I forgot what the name of that program is, where they're trying to help indie developers, basically get on the map, like they did, with the game A Way Out. In this year, there's a game called Sea of Solitude, and they didn't show a whole lot of gameplay. They showed little to no gameplay, and the game looked like a watercolor painting. You know what I mean? And I guess the focus of this game, the plot of this game, is that people turn into monsters when they get lonely. Again, that was another game that it didn't do anything for me. That is a game that I most certainly will not buy. Not gonna call it trash, just gonna say it wasn't for me. Say it looks like another Depression Quest. I mean, if that's your description of the game, okay. But if you're talking about an actual game called Depression Quest, I have no knowledge of it. I'm just not a big indie game person. And then I don't know. It seems like, I don't know if that's the case with PC gamers, that's what they like, is a lot of indie games, but it's just not, it's not too many indie games that move me. You said that game I like more than anyone else, more than anything else Kyril's in, was the Sea of Solitude. I mean, it looked like an indie game, but it didn't look like a cheap indie game, but it didn't look like a AAA game either. It looked in between. He said Indie Quest is Depression Quest is a indie game made by Zoe Quinn. It started the whole GameGate nonsense. Okay. I never heard of it before, and that's Lightbringer. I don't know if that is a game that I heard an echo. That I think somebody walked into my crib. Hold on, let me look out the window. Yeah, somebody just came in. Lock that door behind you, Sick. I'm just joined by one Sick Humor. He's muted his microphone right now, but I'm sure he'll be joining us any moment. But again, Mr. Sick Humor, please lock the door behind you when you come in. So, the Sea of Solitude, you got to have variety. So I'm not going to knock them and say, no, you never should have put that shit in there. It's not for me. And so the next presentation was NBA Live 19. And, some more CGI trailers, some more CGI shit. Kiro, you're not big on indies yourself, but I don't care for anything else from EA. Okay, I can feel you there, Jordan Dizzle. EA is dead to me. Yeah, as far as I agree with you on that, Jordan Dizzle. EA is on just about life support with me. A lot of that stuff just did not make me jump out of my seat. JP Loco. What the hell? I got two Sick Humors in here. Okay, one of them left. About to say, what the hell we got? What the hell going on here? We got some clones in here. But I know what he did. You know, I know what's going on. One of them, he was probably on the phone, and the other one, he was, he was probably joined the chat from his smartphone, and the other one, he probably joined from his PC because I've done that before too.
What up, Lincoln?
Mr. Sick Humor, thank you for coming.
What is good? What is good? Yeah. Exactly what you just said was absolutely true, man. Because I'm laying in the bed looking at TV. I was like, I am not going to one of these damn computers, and I did not feel like getting my laptop. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and team viewer into my computer. I'm gonna join from there, and once you join from there, when you go back to the Hangouts, it'll let you jump in with your phone. So that's exactly what I did.
Okay, that's what's up. Vid Kid, what is going on? So everybody, welcome Mr. Sick Humor. So what I did was, as I was telling them, I did watch your live reaction stream, and I knew I was not going to be able to remember everything they presented. So I had my journal out, and I was taking notes as they went along. So where I'm at right now is I just got done. I was about to give my take on the NBA Live 19, and that was mostly CGI stuff. And it based on what they showed, it seems to me like they're going to put a big focus on their version of the My Court.
Yes, they are. I don't know. That was kind of weird to me from EA. Most of the stuff they showed was CGI trailers, which I thought was really weird because we all know the way Madden look, we all know the way NBA Live look, we all know the way FIFA look. So it was weird to me that they were doing CGI trailers like they were trying to get you hyped up as if this was going to be something different. But yeah, no, you're right about that. It was a lot of CGI trailers, bro.
Mm-hmm. And then with the NBA Live presentation, as well as the Madden presentation with all those CGI trailers, you have to be honest, man. They had to do it that way because if they didn't, if they would have showed actual gameplay, Madden 19 wouldn't have looked no different than Madden 12.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I mean, that's the thing, though. People not fooled by that no more, though, Lincoln. Like, when I looked at it immediately, I already knew what they was trying to pull off. And to be honest with you, there was only a couple of highlights for me at EA's conference. The only highlight for me is Unravel 2, right? That's fire. That's fire. I don't got man. Listen, I'm going to download that shit as soon as I possibly can. They said you can get it right now, but I can't find it on the PlayStation Store. But as soon as it pops up, it's cop. It's cop. Without a doubt. That Sea of what they call that shit? Sea of Solitude.
Yeah.
Man, get the fuck out of here with that. What? Trash. Sea of Solitude. They got some nerve, bro. They got some nerve. Hey, did you notice though that all of the people from EA look nervous as shit?
Yeah.
Almost like they were embarrassed about what they were about to show.
Yeah, especially that dude from DICE when he was giving his presentation of the Star Wars Battlefront DLC that's coming
up,
and then having it to make it a point that they're not going to try to monetize the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, my homie said it best, man. He was like that dude looked like Mark Cerny's son or something like that. That fool dude looked like he related to Mark Cerny. No, but he was embarrassed as shit though, Lincoln. He was embarrassed, bro. Like everything that happened with Star Wars Battlefront 2, he knew people had a bad taste in their mouth. Like if you look at his body language, he wasn't even moving around the stage. He was only moving like 2 steps to the left and then like 2 steps to the right.
But he looked right about that. He looked like a guy that did not step up to the plate and say, I want to do this presentation. He looked like a guy that was appointed to do this presentation and probably didn't want to be the one to face a crowd and talk about Star Wars Battlefront 2. So I don't think he was nervous about being up on that stage. I think he was nervous about being up there and what he had to talk about. I think if he would have been up there talking about Anthem or Battlefield 5, he might have been a little bit more relaxed.
Nah, man. Dude, they know they fucked up. They fucked up with Battlefront 2. It was evident that they fucked up with Battlefront 2, and there's nothing that they could have said or done. I just felt like he apologized way too much. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like it was to the point where he felt the need to apologize. Like, don't freaking apologize. Just show people what you got for them now. You know what I mean? But Anthem looked amazing. Anthem looked amazing. Amazing. Yo, hey, quick question for you, Lincoln.
Mhm.
You doing the Xbox podcast with me tomorrow, or you doing it with Thrash? I'm not sure if they doing it or not, but I'm doing a live stream for the Xbox podcast. I mean, for the Xbox conference tomorrow, and I got one of my homies from work. He coming through.
What do you mean, like a live reaction?
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing I did today for the EA. I'm playing the entire conference.
Okay, I think I could do that. I don't know what's going on the other end.
Well, get with them, see what they say that they gonna actually do.
You know what? Thrash and his girl yesterday, because I hosted the Roundtable podcast yesterday, because Thrash, I guess, was on his way to Sacramento or something like that to go see his girlfriend's family, or go see some family. So I would like, I'm probably under the impression that he may not be back in time. And
okay.
There he is. What the hell? Thrash, what is up? What is going on? We're sitting here discussing EA trash, E3 trash.
Man.
Their Nostradamus game is not on point.
I like that Unravel. I like that Battlefield 5, and I like that Anthem. I think those was really the only highlights that I actually liked from their conference. Everything else, that shit was throwaway to me. I didn't give a damn about soccer, football, or basketball. None of that shit. None of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I got halfway through the presentation, because I took the notes in the order that they made the presentations. So I got halfway through the presentation. And that's pretty much cut and dry with NBA Live 19. A lot of CGI trailers look like they're going to be focusing on this My Court shit. My guess is to try to compete with the My Court on 2K, which I could care less for any of that shit, but I am glad that they're bringing NBA Live back, just for the simple fact that there's a competitor against 2K, so they can stop raping the shit out of everybody with these VC coins on that My Court shit. Even though I don't play it, I still don't like the model.
Right. Yeah, no, I can definitely understand that, man. But to be honest with you, I don't care about none of that, dog. I don't care about the football, the soccer, or the basketball, to be quite frank with you. But Unravel looked fucking amazing. You know what? I played the first one. I loved the first one. So the second one, man, I'm on the same wavelength, man. The game is looking amazing, bruh. It's looking amazing. I know that game ain't gonna be everybody's cup of tea, but for real, that joint is fire, dog. I can't wait. As soon as they open up these purchases, it'll be on my PlayStation. Mm-hmm. As soon as they open it up.
It's not my cup of tea, but I will admit the game did look amazing. I'm just not a big fan of 2D games.
Oh, no, I love it, man. The puzzling aspect to that game, man, is like nothing other, bruh. Like nothing other. But like I said, I don't expect everybody to like that game, though.
Mm-hmm. Even the Street Fighter games with the 2D angles, that's one of the reasons why I prefer like Tekken over Street Fighter, because even though it starts out with a 2D view, there are aspects of the game that does give you a 3D view. But that's basically what it was against that Unravel. It's not my type of game, and then and I'm not a big fan of 2D games, because that stuff went out when I was in the 20s. Last time I was big into 2D games was when that was all that was out there back in the Sega Genesis days. So, excuse me. So, moving on to the next one was Madden 19, and mostly, it was a CGI trailer. but I did see a couple of animations in there that looked like they might have redid like the juke moves and a couple of other moves, you know, the animations. So if I happen to see that in the game, I don't know, you know, I guess it depends on how I feel. You know, my favorite team is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So if they're a halfway decent team and EA makes a halfway decent Madden game, I may purchase it. You know, I don't know. I guess most of it depends on if I have football fever this year. So, oh, okay. He must be doing something. So I'll continue. He's muted right now, but I'll continue with that. But that was my thought on the Madden situation. Is pretty much cut and dry, as we said earlier. Thrash, just a link there if you want to jump in.
Yeah, hey, I gotta jump out real quick because I gotta go handle something, and I don't want to keep putting it on mute. Mm-hmm. So if you still going, I'm probably gonna jump back in, but I gotta get up out of here.
Okay, no problem, man. Thanks for coming in, though. Definitely appreciate it.
Absolutely. You already know what it is. Love is love. I'm out, bro.
Before you take off,
what's up?
What time you gonna fire up this podcast tomorrow for the live reaction?
Whatever time the actual conference is. So I'm still doing the PlayStation Plus podcast, so that's still happening. But the Microsoft conference, I think it is at like 1 or something like that, like 1 p.m.
It's going to start 4 p.m. Eastern. You know, I'm on Eastern time.
Okay.
So it's 4
so
p.m.
Yeah, 4 p.m. Eastern. That's when it's gonna happen.
Okay, who have you got confirmations from that's going to be in that podcast for the live reaction?
Only one. Only one of my homies from work. He's a huge Xbox guy, so I was like, yeah, I need to get you on there for your reactions. Ooh. It was good, man. The day was a success, bro. I think I had like maybe 150 people in there. It was lit.
Not only, yeah, and also before you go, I mentioned that too, man. I love the way you had that thing set up. You know, where you had the live reaction, picture in picture of yourself in the corner. The way you had that format laid out, the way you were getting the alerts when you were getting, you know, new subscribers. I like the way that whole thing was laid out, man. You got to get with me and show me how to do that. Did you do that with the OBS software?
Yeah, all of that's done with OBS.
You must help me with that, please.
Oh yeah. We can link up tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get off work early, bruh. I'm gonna try to get off as early as I possibly can. But we can link up, and it takes absolutely no time, bruh. It's just about downloading the application, installing it, and then getting everything set up.
Definitely, absolutely. So with that being said, man, I'll definitely hook up with you tomorrow, depending on how many people are in there tomorrow. You having some Xbox, you got an Xbox cat in there, and it might be, you know, a couple of PlayStation cats in there. That's going to make for an interesting podcast.
Oh man, it definitely will, man. I want to see exactly what's going to happen. But shit, what the hell is this?
My phone is just constantly blowing up from the Gamer Couch podcast with Foxy Games UK. Along with Jay Wags and his boys. My phone is just constantly blowing up from them giving it 2 cents on Twitter. So
right.
So I'll definitely have to check that out. But for the most part, the general consensus seems to be that EA's E3 was trash.
I guess overall, yeah, because it was some lame ass shit going on, and they was talking about the Sims and all of this other nonsense in a damn mobile game. Bruh, Jesus Christ, dog. That shit was trash. You're right. Overall, it definitely was.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but let me get out of here because I got to handle something real quick. But like I said, if you're still going, I'm going to see if I can jump back in.
All right, for sure, man.
Yeah.
All right, we'll catch you later. So moving on to the next one. There was a new strategy game that you could play from a smartphone, and I found that to be so comical that I didn't even catch the name of it. So, you know, because I guess they had a guy doing like the live commentary, you know, because you know, strategy games are that boring that you had to put in some live commentators as if it was the NBA Finals or something. And then after that, there was some Command and Conquer. The CGI trailer for it looked great, but then when they showed the actual gameplay of it they showed about 2 seconds worth of gameplay, it looked like a real-time strategy game that could have been on the PS2. It didn't look good to me. Yeah, this Command and Conquer JP Loco was a real-time strategy game. The CGI trailer led you to believe that it was going to be something new and something fresh, but it looked like, I'm just not into real-time strategy games. Lincoln, we knew that shit was horrible, of course. And Nicholas, the Battlefield 5 building destruction looks good, but I need to see more. That's where I'm sitting at right there, Nicholas. I said the same thing. For the most part, I was not interested in this Battlefield 5. First I was, then I wasn't. And then I was kind of like wait and see. And then when I saw that tank drive into the side of that building and rip a gaping hole into the side of that building, that kind of got my eye again. So now I'm back on this tip where when the game comes out, I'll rent it and see what it's like. And if I end up liking it, then I'll buy it. But I'm not just going to just jump up. EJ Johnson, EA is always trash and was never great in the first place. Yeah, for the most part, I will give credit where it's due that I have liked the Battlefield games. I like Battlefield. I like Battlefield 4. I like Battlefield Hardline. I like Battlefield 1, and I like Star Wars Battlefront 2, even though they all the same shit, with slight twists. So, I heard the door open again. Hey, lock that door behind you, Thrash.
Hey, it's locked. I'm over here. I'm still out here in Sacramento watching all these badass kids as they try to play in the water and shit. All this fucking shit they got me doing. I'm supposed to be a guest. These niggas got me doing extras.
They brought your ass there to work?
Man, I told their asses. I'm like, nigga, I'll leave these. Y'all ain't got none of these motherfuckers right here. Nigga, got me fucked up. Me highly fucked up.
That's what's up. Sinful win. What is up? So did you have a chance to have a look at EA's E3?
Man, hell no. I didn't even know it was today. I thought they was gonna have their shit. I thought everything was gonna start Sunday where Microsoft has. I didn't know they was gonna start their shit today.
I think it's always been like that. I think EA, people like EA and Ubisoft and stuff like that has always gone the day before.
Oh yeah, I just never pay attention to EA. I think that's what it is. I don't give a fuck what EA got to show. What did they show though? Was anything good? Hey, you slide that shit. Hold on, let me check these kids. Fuck your little boy. These kids don't know, boy. I whip ass around this motherfucker. No problem. Shit. Damn. Hey kids. Nah. But how was it though? Was it good?
I'd say about 90-95% of that EA was trash. That E3 was trash.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yep.
How was that? They showed that, right?
Yeah, they did. And I took notes, through all the presentations. I took notes and, so I could get my thoughts on it, and where I was at right now, they presented a new real-time strategy game called Command and Conquer. It's a strategy game. They had an amazing looking CGI trailer. It looked like something new and something fresh. And then when they showed the actual gameplay, it looked like another strategy game. And so,
hey, what was it called?
It was called Command and Conquer.
Oh damn! They showed Command and Conquer, my nigga.
Yeah, it was garbage. I think they showed another strategy game before that, and they brought in some live commentators. And then the thing about it was the two dudes that was playing that strategy game, they were playing from a smartphone.
You said they was playing on a smartphone?
Yeah, they was playing that strategy game on a smartphone.
My phone, buddy. Not bad, my nigga.
Oh, it's all good.
So that was at E3 showing off smartphone shit.
Hey, they made that clear. Like before they
Oh, these suck.
What was it? I think when they showed the FIFA part of it, they pretty much had the same model as Microsoft, that they want to try to get all their games out to as many devices as possible. So they showed people playing FIFA on a smartphone that had a controller, that had an Xbox type controller attached to it. So that definitely so cloud-based gaming is here.
Oh God, and EA is ushering it in.
Yep. So the way this shit is looking, they might beat Microsoft to the punch in terms of getting the cloud shit off the ground and running. They might end up beating Microsoft to the punch. Because as part of that presentation, again, like I said, when they were showing parts of FIFA, they showed a person, actually playing it on a controller, and their smartphone was the screen. The controller had a clip,
Yeah, I think I've seen one of those before, where they clip it to the phone and basically they had like a handheld, looks similar to a shield, right? Those NVIDIA shields look similar to that, no? So where basically you clipping it on, you got the controller and the screen is the phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, I know exactly what it is. Wow, and they showed that shit off.
Yeah,
and they said everything was going through the cloud.
Yep. Because I was watching the E3 through Sick Humor's live reaction, and there was parts of it I couldn't hear because he was giving his live reaction, and then when he saw that that this shit revolved around cloud based, he was like, oh. So they're trying to start that shit off as soon as they could. Yep. So with that being said, I see good in this and I see bad in this. The bad I see in this is that I want no part of this games as a service shit. The good that I see in this is that is another person that is another entity that Microsoft is going to have to compete against in this games as a service landscape. Because I do not want Microsoft to succeed in this game as a service shit, because I feel like they fucked their dedicated user base over by putting out a $500 console and giving them garbage ass games to play on it.
Yeah, and I think they're garbage because they want the easy cloud service to go on.
And I believe that they took the money. They're taking the money from their dedicated user base, the dedicated Xbox user base. I think they're taking the money from that and dedicating it to this cloud-based gaming.
See, so you think Microsoft gonna follow the same trend? Like, what if Microsoft come up with this same shit going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if Microsoft come and they have this long ass fucking conference, and most of the games they're gonna show like the Halo Online, you know what I'm saying, PUBG style, but on a cell phone clipped to a goddamn controller, my nigga.
That very well could happen. And if that's what they show, you know what, Thrash? If they show that tomorrow, if they show this Gears of War Battle Royale mode on a smartphone, if they show Halo on a smartphone, if they show a Forza game on a smartphone, a lot of the shit that they show, if it's going to be on the smartphone, then the Xbox One X may have been the last console produced by Microsoft. Consoles as we know it.
Yeah, it's called. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. I don't believe Sony is going to. Sony's already doing the cloud with the whole with PS Now. I mean, they did it with the Vita. They did it with the TVs. I mean, they did it and they failed at it. They're hoping that it's okay. That way, they already have this shit structured. All they got to do is just make a software to make shit like that. They've already had this shit on their cell phones too. Mm-hmm. Remember, they had that PlayStation phone that had a controller built in the PlayStation phone. To where you know what I'm saying, they did everything basically through the cloud. Like, this Sony been doing this old shit, but I don't believe that they're gonna go and actually structure their shit around it. I think Microsoft is gonna structure their shit around that shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, I think that's the difference. Microsoft can't make money with hardware. That's clear. They tried 3 times and failed 3 times to actually make money with hardware. Even with the Scorpio, man, they had to prove to the company that no matter what they do, people just don't want to buy their hardware. I mean, it's the most powerful console ever made. They bragged about that shit day in and day out, and nobody bought it. Nobody's talking about how the Pro is outselling the shit every month since January. Since the beginning of this year, the Pro's been outselling the Xbox One X. The brand isn't strong enough, so they're like, fuck it. Everybody already got a cell phone. Everybody already buying all the hardware they want from other people. So, hey, what I tell y'all asses about sliding down this shit? I whoop kids, nigga. Fuck wrong with y'all? Yes, y'all. Oh, you said they can? Oh, my bad. Hey, my bad. You know how it is, nigga. Follow directions around me, nigga. Nah, but I think that Sony has already had tried that shit, and they'll go for it and they'll do it. But Sony make money on their hardware, and Nintendo making money on their hardware. They won't stop. But Microsoft, I believe that's why I believe they're gonna stop. They're gonna get out of the hardware business because they want to stop. They're not making money, so they're gonna go for what they can and try to make money everywhere else.
Impatient Fire. I see your comment right there that the Anthem release is the same as Days Gone. I'm going to get to that in a second because that is definitely a bullet point that I wanted to cover on. But first, what I wanted to say to add on to what Thrash just said, I do not want Game Pass to succeed because I think other than your normal Gears of War, your Halos, your Forzas, I think Microsoft is going to continue to deliver games like State of Decay, and you pay a monthly fee for it.
Hold on, wait.
Yep.
Let me fix this shit for these badass. You hear these badass kids?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now damn, I know half of y'all in the comment section is picturing black kids, but no, nigga, they not. Nigga, my family mixed all the fucking way up. I'm on the Filipino Asian side, Filipino black Asian side right now, nigga. They super bad, nigga. Super bad.
Coon said you spraying the kids with the water hose.
I am, nigga. Low key, I got a water gun. Every time one of them come close to me asking me a question, nigga, I'm squirting the shit out of their ass. Like, nigga, don't ask me shit. Don't ask me shit. I'm not the one to ask.
Killer Tape, what is up?
What make it really bad is they mostly girls, so all of them spoiled and shit. Don't want to get their hair wet, so I'm really splashing the fuck out of these little ass bastards.
Hey, speaking, when you coming back?
Oh, so she can't. Well, so what? Okay, so what you want me not to do?
Don't let her.
I'm not with nobody else, girl. Don't trip unless they get on my nerves. Nah, my bad, Lincoln, man.
It's all good. So when you coming back? Yeah, I'm here. When you coming back?
We gonna leave tonight. Ooh, I seen it. We coming back tonight. We gonna leave tonight. That way, it take about 6 hours to get home.
Okay, because
I'm trying to get back in time for the Microsoft shit.
Okay, because that is going to take off tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern, which is my time. Sick wants to put together a bunch of people to come into a chat and do the live reaction.
Oh no, for sure. I can do that for sure because I'm gonna try to leave here like around, I don't know, like 4 in the morning. That way there won't be too much traffic. I'll probably get home in 5 hours. So it should be.
Oh, so you're gonna try to fireball at home then?
Oh yeah. He knows it.
Well, that's what's up.
Yeah.
And so
I gotta beat this California traffic, man. You know how it is.
Oh yeah, I sampled that shit before. That's one part I did not miss about California is that goddamn rush hour traffic.
You gotta know how to cuss people out. I be cussing motherfuckers out. I'm only throwing middle fingers instead of hold guns up and make people drive faster. Nah.
So this brings us the Coon. No, I'm not going to be live streaming the conference, but Sick Humor is going to be live streaming the conference, and I'll more than likely be in his podcast. So that's where you'll catch me at, is on Sick Humor's podcast. And I think Thrash just said he'll be there. So Sick is rounding up everybody for that stream. So that's where you want to go. So lastly, Thrash was the anthem presentation. So here's what they did. They showed another CGI trailer. This game clearly appears to be their version of Destiny because there was a lot of aspects of this game that looked like Destiny. They had developer interviews, and then the thing that stood out with this game with me is that it does not appear to have a campaign. It looks like you're going to be doing single player and co-op missions with this game. And they're talking about adding content for years to come. So this game definitely has games as a service written all over it. I guess there's going to be real-time weather and condition changes. They did say that it's going to be cosmetic microtransactions in this game.
Oh,
so
wait, say that part again?
That they said it's going to be cosmetic microtransactions in this game. So I will admit that the graphics on this game look pretty damn good. I'm not going to lie about that. But co-op seems to be the big focus of this game, where they say you know what they say about that co-op shit these days. The narrative is create your own experience, your own social experience. So that seems to be something that they wanted to focus on, telling people, to create your own shit. And here is the kicker, Thrash. You ready for this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Anthem releases February 22nd, 2019.
Oh, so they want to battle. They want to battle Days Gone, and they want to battle fucking Whack Down. You know what I'm saying? Lack Down. I'm gonna start calling it Lack Down. Again.
Yeah.
Or
it's as far as I said this yesterday in the Roundtable podcast. As far as Microsoft talking about Crackdown releasing in February of 2019. I don't really think that is a real target date that they set. I think that was something they had to do for damage control, because this is how yesterday went. I go to work at 11 o'clock, not 11 o'clock, Thursday. I go to work, I find out that Days Gone gets a release date. And that came only about an hour after it was confirmed that Crackdown 3 was delayed till 2019. So in the span of
I'll let them learn that later. Learn that lesson. Shut up, that's it, isn't it? Yeah, I seen it. Nigga, goddamn. I was going to the house. I ain't got kids. Don't frustrate me. My bad, Lincoln.
Oh, you are good. So this is how Thursday went. Like I said, I wake up. I find out that it's been confirmed the Crackdown has been delayed. About an hour after that, I find out that Days Gone gets a release date. About an hour after that, we find out the Crackdown is going to release in February of 2019 as well. So I don't really think that February is a real targeted date for Microsoft. I think that was just damage control, because that was not a good way to start that day off, to find out that Crackdown was going to be delayed till 2019, and then to find out that a game that has been developed in less time than that is getting a release date.
True that. I mean, all the games that's coming out, Days Gone, all that have been developed in less time, and they got a release date solid. Microsoft, you think Microsoft just threw a release date out there just to shut people up?
That's what I think. And I also think,
go ahead.
And since Microsoft and EA is eating each other's booty, EA might be releasing Anthem on the 22nd as a favor to Microsoft to try to put a dent in Sony's sale.
I think them niggas is just on some extra shit, man.
That comes off as a conspiracy theory on my part, but it just like, as soon as they said that release date, the first thing that hit my head is EA is doing this shit as a favor to Microsoft. So EA definitely JP Loco, you said you checked out Ghost Giant for PSVR.
Hey, Lincoln here. I gotta go, Lincoln. I got about to go eat and shit anyway, Lincoln.
All right, cool, man. Thanks for jumping in, though.
All right, no problem.
All right, for sure.
No problem.
Yep. All right. I want to thank King Thrash for coming in here. He brought the kids with him, but I appreciate him coming in. So in case people had difficulty hearing me, I wanted to go back about the Anthem part of it. As I was saying, they showed another CGI trailer. From what I saw, it is clearly EA's version of Destiny. I mean, some of the parts of that trailer just had Destiny written all over it, the boss battles, everything. And then they went on with the boring developer interviews. and I was just gonna, ignore that part. I was just gonna let it go in one ear and out the other. But when they started talking about adding stories and adding content to it for years to come, the first thing popped in my head was games as a service. And and they was telling everybody, give it a try, give the co-op a try. So it seems to be the focus and the narrative of Anthem is the co-op and the social experience and creating your own experience. And then they talked about what else? The game to me has no apparent campaign. There seems to be single and co-op missions. And like I said, it's got games as a service written all over it. There appears to be real-time weather and condition changes. They did say that it's going to have cosmetic microtransactions. There isn't going to be any loot boxes. There isn't going to be any kind of pay-to-win progression. And so, the gameplay was okay. Nothing that blew my hair back, but the graphics were great. I will definitely admit that. But I said, as I was saying, before Thrash signed out, the one thing that stood out to me is the release date of February 22nd, 2019, on the very same day that Days Gone releases. Since when does EA decide that they're going to butt heads with Sony? To me, that's not a good move, because even if their game outsells Days Gone, they're still jeopardizing potential sales on your biggest platformer. Right now, all of EA's games sell the most on the PlayStation, and then you want to try to throw one of your games in there to butt heads with with the platform that's bringing you a huge chunk of your income. The first thing that hit my head, even it sounds like a conspiracy theory, and it sounds like shit people will call me crazy for saying, but when I heard that date, February 22nd, 2019, the first thing that hit my head is that it sounds like they're doing this shit as a favor to Microsoft, because Microsoft knows that they try to put Crackdown out on the same day as Days Gone. They know Crackdown will get eaten alive, so they probably ask EA, hey, can you take care of these motherfuckers for us, and go in there and disrupt them with Anthem. To me, I feel like nobody wins for both of them to release that game on the same day, because if I was seriously interested in Anthem with Days Gone coming out on the same day, it puts me in a compromising position where I'm only going to buy one of them, because I'm not going to drop $120 on the same day. Don't call me Danny. EA, Ubisoft, Microsoft are the big three really pushing the subscription-based bullshit, no doubt about it. As much as I hate to say it, it's not a matter of if, but when Sony gets on board with it. It's just a sad fact that we are going to have to face that. That shit is going to be across the board. The only thing that I can say is that whenever Sony gets involved in this shit full blown, based on what they are doing right now, Sony will probably have the best chance at succeeding at it based on the content that they're putting out, because there's a big part of me that feels like tomorrow's press conference with Microsoft, we're going to see the same shit with the Gears, the Halos, and the Forzas, and then after that, we're going to see a bunch of indie bullshit. And myself, I'm flat out saying it. I don't want to see Game Pass succeed, because I think they're going to, charge people a monthly fee and continue to deliver them bullshit like State of Decay 2 and call that a AAA game. So what happens if they considered Gears 5 a quadruple A game? Do you have to pay an extra $5 a month to be able to access that game? Nicholas, that release date is crazy. It's like I said, almost like the first thing hit my gut. My initial reaction was that Microsoft, since they can't take on Sony, they know they can't whoop Sony's ass, so they got to call in Big Brother to do it for them, which I feel like, is kind of some whole shit. I'm still going to buy Days Gone day one. So there you have it. When both of those games release on the same day, I will be buying Days Gone. Even if the game might need some polish, the Horde mode on Days Gone looks like a lot of fun. And if they do that where it's co-op, where you can play with 2, 3, and 4 people, that shit is going to be lit. I will be absolutely looking forward to that game. Andre 6K, but you'll be flying and shit in Anthem. And for it, day gone is day one for me. Absolutely. I totally agree. So, you know, there you have it. There's all my bullet points on EA's E3. For the most part, it was garbage. You know, that Command and Conquer, that real-time strategy bullshit, them doing that Super Bowl type broadcast for a strategy game that they were playing from smartphones was unnecessary, but it is clear as day the way EA started that E3 off, that they are definitely going to be focused on cloud-based gaming. That is going to be their future, their focus and their future in the next few years. And so that's why they put that bullshit ass strategy game in there, to give people a glimpse of what they're going to be able to do in a couple of years. Andre 6K, I was not even interested in Anthem. I'm not interested in that game. JP Loco, Anthem looks nice, but EA's fuckery will ruin Anthem. I agree, JP Loco, but it looks to me like, you know, EA had the poker face on when they said they're going to move forward with microtransactions and loot boxes. They said they were going to move forward with that. I think they had the poker face on when they said that. Based on this presentation today, they seem that, you know, they seem to needed to make it clear that, you know, on the Battlefield 5, they needed to make it clear that there won't be any loot boxes. And that, you know, I think they did say there won't be any microtransactions. If you know that you have a fucked up reputation when you have to let that crowd know that there won't be any fuckery on a specific game. The same thing with Anthem. They had to, you know, they had to let everybody know that Anthem's microtransaction will only be cosmetic. Again, if you have a game, if you're a company that's in good standing with the community and with the consumers, you wouldn't need to say shit like that. But your reputation is so fucking tarnished and so fucked up, you have to let them know, at least this game, we're not gonna fuck you over. So that E3 did absolutely nothing for me. Yeah, JP Loco, Anthem releases on the same day as Days Gone. And I had just said that a few minutes ago, that I felt like, you know, the first thing hit my head was a conspiracy theory that Microsoft asked EA to put that game on the same date as Days Gone. And I just do not think that makes any sense, because if I'm EA, I would probably say about 25% of my game purchases are on the Xbox. I'd probably say about 60% of my game purchases are on the PlayStation. So for you to compete, go in and try to compete against a platform that's bringing you a huge chunk of your money, to me, is a little bit of a slap in the face. I think it only hurts themselves as well as Sony to go try to bump heads with them directly. I mean, they could have put that game in front of Days Gone. They could have put that game behind Days Gone. But to put that game directly on the same date as Days Gone, when that shit is like over 6 months from now, to me, they are clearly trying to send some kind of message. EA does not have to me, from what I'm seeing, EA does not have a strained relationship with Sony. So why the fuck would you do something like that? But I said it before, Microsoft and EA are eating each other's asses. So it almost, to me, it just looks like Microsoft asked them to do that as a favor. You know, that's, you know, some people are going to say I'm crazy coming up with that conspiracy theory. But, you know, again, going back to the situation with, as I was saying, when King Thrash was in here, it was kind of noisy. So I don't know if everybody heard me say it, but on Thursday, this is how my day went on Thursday. I get up, go to work. A couple hours after I'm at work, I'm seeing YouTube, you know, headlines popping up that it's been confirmed that Crackdown 3 has been delayed to 2019. Only a couple of days away from Microsoft's E3 presentation. News like that has to come out. That is not good. And then to put salt in the wound, a couple of hours later, Days Gone gets a release date. So that, you know, that's really got to be fucked up on a Microsoft end. So that right there to me dealt Microsoft a telling blow. You know, might even fractured their jaw. So they had to respond, you know, and put out some kind of damage control. So only a couple of hours later, Microsoft comes out and says that Crackdown is going to release in February of 2019. I do not believe that that is a real target date for Crackdown. I think that is something for damage control, and I think that is something that they had to do to respond to the news that Days Gone was getting a release date, a game that has been in development for less time than Crackdown 3 and already has a solid release date. I mean, Crackdown 3 seems to be in limbo. It was only a couple of months ago that Phil Spencer ran his mouth and said, we have a date locked in. Now you went from, you know, a date being locked in to other entities having to report that your game is going to be delayed, and then you don't respond to it until it's out of the bag that Sony has a release date for their zombie game. So boy, oh boy, oh boy, like I said, this shit right now between Sony and Microsoft in these days leading up to E3 is a chess match. I'm not going to lie. Sony started the shit, you know, by throwing the first punch with the Tetris VR. You know, yeah, Andre 6K, almost half the time the Days Gone is developed in. And even though there's been times where, you know, where I've seen some trailers where the game looks like it needs some more polish, it still looked better than anything that Microsoft has got over there as far as their exclusives, with the exception of Forza. You know, and even Forza, if you stop the car and look at the environment around you, you're going to see parts. You're going to see some elements of that game where you could tell that the developers took shortcuts. So getting back to that, you know, so to put a bow on this, EA's E3 was mostly trash. Truth be told, it looks like, you know, to me, it looks like other than, you know, Battlefield 5, Anthem, and their normal lineup of sports games with Madden, NBA Live, and FIFA, and that was it. The rest of it looked like bullshit, you know. And even their big hitters, you know, the CGI trailer for Madden, you know, where Sick Humor was saying he wanted to see gameplay, and I had, as I was saying about that, was EA had no choice but to give you a CGI trailer for Madden. Because if they showed you actual gameplay, Madden 19 is going to look like Madden 14 because it's the same camera angles every time, you know. So they couldn't show you gameplay. So there you have it. You know, I have no interest in playing NBA Live, but I am glad that it's out there because we need something to compete with 2K. So we can stop them from, you know, they already overly arrogant, raping the shit out of people with these VC coins. I do not care. I wish we had another football game to compete against Madden. FIFA, it's a game that I like it, but I'm not good at it. And I just don't try to put in the time to try to learn that game. So I more or less with FIFA, I just go to live from PlayStation or go to YouTube or Twitch and just watch the people that are real good at that gameplay, because that's the only enjoyment I really get out of FIFA is watching people play. JB Loco, is EA trying to prove what they said about single player games are dying by releasing Anthem, a single and multiplayer game, you know, on the same day as Days Gone? A solely SP experience. EA knows Anthem will outsell Days Gone. But you're right about that, JP Loco. But what I was saying is that hurts everybody, because not, you know, every single person that's going to buy a game on February 22nd, every single person is not going to buy Anthem. Every single person is not going to buy Days Gone. If they would have put Anthem a month before Days Gone, or put the game a month after Days Gone, then everybody wins, because both companies can prosper from the product that they are offering the public. So now on opening day, Days Gone might have just went from possibly selling, 500,000 copies on opening day to maybe selling 350,000. Anthem, on the other hand, they might have went from selling 1 million on opening day to selling 750,000 because they're bumping heads with another game. And I think for EA, I think that is a slap in Sony's face, because most of your FIFA games, most of your Madden games, most of your NBA Live games, they sell mostly on the PlayStation platform. So to put a game out there to go head to head with a Sony exclusive, to me, is a slap in Sony's face. And in some aspect, I almost look at it as that's biting the hand that's feeding them. Because for every copy of Madden that sells on the Xbox, they're probably selling double or triple on the PlayStation. So you want to risk, to me, that's a slap in Sony's face. That is a risk of straining your relationship with Sony, which I do not have any notion of EA and Sony having a strained relationship, but I do know that EA and Microsoft are sucking each other's dicks. They 69 in each other. So like I said, I almost feel like the first thing that hit my gut about that release date for Anthem, it just feels like Microsoft asked them to do it. The purpose, I thought EA's purpose was to make money, being that they are one of the most greediest motherfuckers on earth. To make that go bumping, to make that bump head to head with a highly anticipated Sony exclusive, to me, it sends a message for whatever reason. I don't know what kind of message they're trying to send, but you button heads with a platform that brings you a lot of revenue. And that's definitely going to make Sony raise an eyebrow at them. So now I'm wondering if Sony is going to try to find a way to send a message to EA that, yes, we're going to let your game stay on our platform, but we need to teach you a lesson about trying to go head to head with us. JP Loco, you said you're aware of that, but EA might be trying to prove a point about single player games like Days Gone. EA is trying to prove that Sony's mindset is wrong. You're probably right about that, but it's not going to work. If you feel that strongly about it, if EA feels that strongly about it, that they want to try to put a dent in single player games and try to deliver a knockout blow to single player games dying, then fix that goddamn Anthem and release it on the same day as Spider-Man. Everything will be fucked up if they do it like that. That shit will leave a crater so goddamn big, everybody will be hurt. Yeah, Days Gone. JP Loco said what you were saying is Savage. I don't know. Savage, you were the crazy part. You said you don't see how anyone could do worse than EA this E3. Microsoft, something tells me that their E3 tomorrow is going to be similar to what we just saw today. I think after they show the Gears 5, the Halo 6, whatever version of Forza 98 that they're coming out with, the Fable shit, the Scalebound shit, if they, assuming that shit is alive and well again. After all that stuff, I think you're going to see a bunch of indie bullshit, because we know how Microsoft operates. They're trying to make $1 million out of the paper bag. They're trying to make $1 million off of something that only costs 2 cents. And that's why you have bullshit like State of Decay. You put that bullshit out there as a AAA experience, and this is supposed to be a game why you should jump up there and go spend $500 on that console. And they released a broken game in that state. Andre 6K, if EA could have a console made, they would, without a doubt about it. I mean, a couple of I think last year or the year before, there was a rumor that EA could be working on a console. Also, your next comment, Andre 6K, the numbers didn't lie. Single player games, so I don't see what point EA is trying to prove. My point is, okay, we get it. we know that multiplayer games, especially when you implement them as a games as a service, even the shittiest games are going to be around for years. We get that. What I'm tired of is that Microsoft and EA having to justify their games as a service by bad-mouthing single-player games. They act like they have to do it. They try to act like we have no choice but to go into this direction because that's what the public wants, that nobody's playing single-player games anymore. Shut the fuck up with that shit. Sony is proving that single-player games are still alive and well and not going anywhere anytime soon. Indie games are 100 times better than showing a fucking mobile phone game. You know, I can agree with that, Savage. But, you know, basically, I think EA just did what Microsoft is probably going to do tomorrow. I think at some point during Microsoft's press conference, they are going to show a bullshit $3 game being played on a smartphone to show you that that's the direction that they're moving in, that you'll be able to play your favorite games on any device. So I think there's a strong possibility you could see that Miami Streets during their press conference tomorrow, and they'll probably show footage of someone or some kind of trailer of someone playing that game from a smartphone. You know, JP Local, you said you're not watching Microsoft's E3 conference, but I'll definitely be watching Bethesda's E3 conference. You know, hey, I'll just have to catch up on that. I'm definitely going to watch the Microsoft's press conference because I expect it to be trash, and I need confirmation that it's going to be trash before I jump up with my next podcast. So, with that being said, everybody, I got to get ready to get up out of here because, again, I got to go shop for an outfit because I am attending a friend who just turned 50. I am attending her birthday party this tonight. So I got to go get an outfit, you know, and I think I got this cold ass outfit put on. I think I picked out. I'm gonna have everything black, you know. I'm gonna have black slacks, black dress shirt. I got a solid black watch that I bought from a watch shop. You know, black square tip shoes. Holy shit. I gotta find my watch. Oh, there it is. Yes. Don't play with my emotions. 449. Oh. Oh, the battery ain't dead on this shit. Because if the battery is dead, that's going to be a big dent. Oh, 449. All right, please still be working because this is my by far my best beautiful looking watch. Lightbringer, the next conference, I don't know about anybody else's. I don't know when Bethesda's is. I don't know about Ubisoft or any of those ones. I'm really not that concerned about it. With Ubisoft's press conference, you know, I'm pretty sure that whatever they show, it's going to be some games as a service shit. The only thing I'm interested in coming out of Ubisoft is this Skull and Crossbones or whatever it's called. You know, their pirate game, because it definitely, I give them that. That's what a pirate game is supposed to look like. I'll definitely admit that. You know, and Microsoft's E3 press conference is tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern time, which is my time. So that is what I'm going to be looking for, because I am not expecting anything exciting from Microsoft. I expect their E3 to be just like EA's or possibly worse. And I need that ammunition before I do my next podcast. And plus it will be very interesting to see what the Xbox reaction will be if this E3 it turns out to be utter garbage. Fatal Mephisto, the Canadian grizzly bear. Hey, EA gave me Unravel too. Sick was in here a little while ago, and he absolutely can't wait for that game. It's like I said before, it is a great looking game. That it looks awesome, but I'm just not into 2D games. 2D games, last time I was that big into to 2D games was back during the Sega Genesis days. You know, I like 3D shit. You know, I like single player games with a cinematic experience. You know, I move with technology. You know, when the PlayStation 5 come out, a 2D game is going to be the last game on my mind. You already bought Unravel and streamed it? Because I do know that after they got done talking about Unravel, they said the game was complete and already, you know, out. Would you say, but they showed Halo, Gears, and Forza, JP Loco. And so, you know, at some point, you know, Fatal, I'll go back and check out what you put up. Also, before I get ready to go here, Fatal, how long before you can join us again, man, with these podcasts? You know, how long before you can come back, bro? You know, we miss you. So while I'm waiting for you said 20 bones for Playbox. What's good? So while I'm waiting for Fatal's response as to how long it's going to take before he can join us again in these podcasts, I'll pretty much say that that's going to wrap it up for me. I definitely want to thank everybody for watching. EA's E3 was rather lackluster. And wow. And I think we might get more of the same shit tomorrow from Microsoft. But I definitely want to thank everybody for tuning in. You know, give it a like. You know, I appreciate it. Appreciate everybody watching. And as I always tell everybody, if you had a phone or a tablet, I could do things. Without that, that's a long while. Yeah. I just bought a tablet too. And it's a big one. I think I bought like a 10-inch tablet a week ago. What I haven't been able to figure out is I can use that tablet to join podcasts, but the problem is the built-in microphone. I haven't found a way to turn off the built-in microphone, so it causes an echo whenever I'm talking. You know, when I have my own headset plugged into the tablet, you know that it's you know, that's causing a little bit of an echo. But anyway, but in any case, Fatal, come back, man. Come back as soon as you can, man. We miss you. You want to talk to Fatal when he comes back to podcasting? Yeah, absolutely. You know, he has good insight. I love the names that he comes up with for Microsoft. You know, Microcock, Microshaft. All that stuff cracks me up. JP Loco, you know, we'll catch you later. Playbox, Savage, everybody else who joined the chat, I definitely appreciate it. And like I said, you know, if you have, give it a like. If you happen to catch the replay of it, you know, give it a like. And as I always say, you know, lock the door on your way out. You know, I appreciate everybody watching. And you know, Andre 6K, you know, thanks for watching, but you know, I'm not completely done yet. You know, like I said, I got to step out and I got to go to JCPenney and pick up an outfit so I can go to this birthday party tonight. But when I get back, I do plan on streaming, you know, another race of GT Sport or another game of MLB The Show. I did a stream earlier of Drive Club VR, you know, which was cool. It was nice to do something different. But that's the whole point, you know, to do some kind of stream when I get back, you know. So thanks for watching, you know, and for those who catch up with me in a little while when I stream one of these games, you know, we'll talk to you then. So everybody till then, have a good one. We'll talk to you later. This is your boy Lincoln Clay. I'm out of here.